Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I give you all of the latest gaming news. And the Game Awards is a little less than 1 week away, and we're already starting to get some new information on what will be there. I am expecting some major announcements, and one of those was revealed today, and fans are going to be absolutely thrilled about this one. Also, there's been a lot of speculation about Halo Infinite and when it will release. Well, we got some information today that may have revealed its release window, and it might be coming sooner than what you think. As always though, I cover the entire game industry, both big news and small, so let's start off with Persona. Now there's actually a few different things for Persona fans to be happy about here. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and how Persona 5 Strikers was releasing in some Asian countries with English voiceover and dialogue. I kinda figured that meant we would see Persona 5 Strikers hit the West relatively soon, and luckily that is exactly what's happening here. Yeah, the Western fans' wait will officially be over on February 23rd of 2021. The good news is that Atlus will also be making this multi-platform. It will be available on the PlayStation 4, PC, and the big one, the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, Atlus continues to ignore the Xbox though, which I know is frustrating, but at the same time, we're at least seeing it come to the PC and Nintendo Switch this time. That is a start at the very least, and the Nintendo Switch is huge. Not only is the Switch incredibly popular worldwide, but Japan loves the Switch and its form factor. I'm not sure how this will play out with Strikers per se, but I do think in the long run, if Atlus continues to support the Switch with Persona games, they will end up selling more copies on the Switch than any other device. Again, I am talking about in the long term here, but I do think the Switch has a lot of potential for these Persona games. I also think it's the next step making Persona a mainstream franchise. Persona 5 has already done that to a degree, but now they have potential to sell millions more with the Switch and a PC release. If you think about it though, Atlus is going to have a very big year in 2021. They have Persona 5 Strikers coming to the West, then you have Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Nocturne HD Remaster. That's a lot to look forward to if you're a fan of Atlus or JRPGs. Like I said though, there's something else to be excited about. Yeah, that's right, Atlus is teasing exciting plans for Persona's 25th anniversary. Yeah, Persona did exist before Persona 3, and in fact soon to be 25 years. As to what these plans are though, that will remain to be seen. I'm thinking we could possibly see some more ports like we did with Persona 4 Golden on Steam this year. And I'm not sure if this is too early, but maybe we could get our first tease of Persona 6. It might be too early on that one though, but I will be interested to see whatever they do have planned. And while we're on the topic of Japanese games, something we talked about yesterday was PlayStation's lack of confidence in Japan and making games that primarily focus on the Japanese audience. This was a report by Bloomberg back in November, and there's been a lot of discussion on whether or not it was accurate. Well, yesterday a few key members of Sony Japan left to make their own studio, and this kind of supports that report of Sony not focusing on games that are primarily Japanese focused. Even one of the comments made yesterday made it sound like they no longer enjoyed working with PlayStation, and that's why they decided to move on. The thing is, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan responded to some of these concerns, and he insists that the Japan market remains incredibly important to PlayStation. So what should you believe here? Well, that's the thing. I do think Jim Ryan is telling the truth. The Japan market does remain incredibly important. I never really questioned that though. PlayStation will absolutely get support from Japanese developers, and most major third-party games will come to PlayStation. However, the question is about their own first-party Japanese studios. It seems rather evident that they are focusing on games with more worldwide appeal. Games like Gravity Rush and Legends of Dragoon may be taking a bit of a back seat. And before I go on, I do want to clear this up from yesterday's video. Sony Japan does have multiple teams. Games like Bloodborne and Astrobot will likely not be affected by this move. Those do have worldwide appeal, and that's exactly what Sony's looking for. And in fact, Team Asobi said that they are open to a sequel or an expansion for Playroom, but no plans are made just yet. So I thought I'd throw that exciting information in there. More or less though, I think it's games like Gravity Rush that PlayStation will focus on less. This is speculation of course, but do expect PlayStation to be a big player in Japan with plenty of support from third-party studios, as Jim Ryan insists Japan is incredibly important. Also, one thing that has brought a lot of frustration to consumers here lately is Scalpers. Yeah, I'm sure everybody is kind of tired of hearing about Scalpers, unless, well, you are a scalper. I mean, I've been a part of console launches before, but it seems like this time it's been more difficult than ever to get the console you want. Not only is there an insane amount of hype for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series, but there are several elements this time that's causing some havoc. First off, you're mostly limited to purchasing consoles online. That does lessen your options, and that's not really a problem on its own. The bigger issue is that because you do have to buy them online this time, you have to battle several random elements. As an example, most retailers don't offer a queue, so it's not first come first serve. It's more like, will my page load faster than other customers, and can I get my information in quick enough? Then on top of that, you also have Scalpers, which now uses bots. Well, not long ago there was a report that one group of scalpers claimed 3,500 PlayStation 5s and 1,000 Xbox Series consoles. Yeah, that is just absolutely ridiculous, and it makes it even worse that they seem proud that they are charging double or even triple the price of what they're worth. It's really ludicrous by this point. Unfortunately though, that same group just claimed another 2,000 consoles over the last 48 hours. However, one anonymous member is stating the group is exaggerating the actual numbers, so who knows if this is accurate or not, but they are reporting 2,000 consoles over the last 48 hours. Yeah, you just hate to hear this type of stuff, and my recommendation would be simply to just not purchase these consoles from a scalper. Obviously, I can't stop you from making that decision, but I just don't think that this is right by this point. At the very least, I would like to see retailers try and solve this situation. Please, retailers, step up to the plate and fix the problem. Moving on though, let's talk about something a little bit more positive, and something that always makes me happy is Xbox Game Pass. I say it every time and I'll say it again, it's the best deal in gaming. I mean, if you just look at this month, they're adding 17 games, several of which are high quality. In fact, Dragon Quest XI-S just released into Xbox Game Pass today, and I'd highly recommend that one. Xbox fans always talk about wanting more Japanese games, so here's your chance to support Japanese developers. Go download Dragon Quest XI and share this information for more Xbox users to play. That's the way you get more Japanese games on Xbox, by supporting Japanese games. With that said though, the reason we're talking about Xbox Game Pass in the first place is because the best deal in gaming just got even better. How is that possible though? Well, you can get Xbox Game Pass right now for just $1 for 3 months. That is an insane deal. I mean, you're talking about a ton of great games ranging from The Witcher 3, Sea of Thieves, Doom Eternal, and then upcoming games like Call of the Sea and The Medium. There are a ton of great games, and you can enjoy it for the next 3 months for only $1. Don't be too surprised though if you decide to stick around for the next year or maybe even the next 5. That's exactly why they do these type of promotions, to get more reoccurring subscriptions, and they're pretty confident that they can turn several of these promotions into long-term subscribers. If you were on the fence before though, here's your chance to try it out for yourself. Also for you Xbox fans, there's been a lot of speculation on when Halo Infinite releases. Unfortunately, as we all know, it did get delayed, and there's been a lot of controversy around Halo Infinite. I'm still confident that this game will turn out well in the long term, and I think the gameplay looks good. Yes, the graphics do need to improve, but outside of that, I do think the gameplay looks good. To me, it looks like the original Halo trilogy, and that's exactly what I want. Not that I have a problem with Halo 4 or 5, but I do like the original trilogy more. Everybody has their own opinion though, and I do respect that. Back to the release window, however, a Halo Infinite mocap actor on Dan Allen Gaming had something very interesting to say, so let's check this out. We have wrapped up Infinite, I believe, unless we're going to try and do more as COVID comes to a halt. But as far as I'm aware, it's ready to go next spring. So there it is. Halo Infinite may release sometime in the spring of 2021. Now, I do want to say that this is not a confirmation. This is not coming from Xbox or 343 Industries themselves, so don't take this as some kind of confirmation. With that said, he did work on Halo Infinite, and he probably does know a bit more than your average person. I don't think that he's lying, and I'm sure in some kind of conversation he's had with employees from 343 that they are planning for a spring release. You have to keep that in mind though. These things do change, and nothing is set in stone until Xbox comes out and gives it an official release date. So you can kind of take this news as you want. We did hear from 343 a couple weeks ago, and they did say they're planning on revealing more information soon, so hopefully we hear about this in the coming weeks. I know a lot of people are excited about Halo Infinite, and it'll be big for the Xbox brand when it does release. They may not have had the best exclusive launch lineup in the world, but Halo Infinite will actually be the first Halo to release day one into Xbox Game Pass and PC. I think this is going to be a monstrous launch. It's going to be absolutely crazy. On to our last topic though, and if you're a fan of RPGs or BioWare, I got some good news. Yeah, the next Dragon Age will be revealed at the Game Awards on December 10th. The Game Awards just got a lot more exciting. Now, I know fans have been kind of freaking out about BioWare and whether or not they can make good games once again. They did have a rough generation with a few disappointments. Dragon Age Inquisition turned out pretty good, but then you had Mass Effect Andromeda and then Anthem after that. Neither of those were received all that well, and we've also been hearing about a lot of turmoil within BioWare. They've had issues with management over this last generation, and even just yesterday, a few key leaders left BioWare. This includes Casey Hudson, which has been with BioWare, left, came back, and now left again. Then you have Mark Dara, which has been with BioWare for 20 years. Both of them left the exact same day, which is a cause for concern. Why did they leave the same day, and is there something going on behind scenes? Well, I can understand why some fans are concerned. Again, their last couple games were not all that great, but we do have two major games coming. You have the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age. So hopefully these two games turn out to be great, and frankly, the future of BioWare could rely on these two games. Still, we're not going to have to wait much longer to see for ourselves how Dragon Age is shaping up. This is a big franchise, and if you like Western RPGs, then Dragon Age is going to be something you might want to pay attention to. And that's the thing. I think BioWare is still incredibly talented. If you look at Anthem, it was a gorgeous game, and it did have really good ideas. It, however, had other problems, and it didn't really seem like they knew exactly what direction they were going to take with Anthem. If they have a better direction with Dragon Age and Mass Effect though, then I think they will turn out to be much better. We'll see about that of course, but let me know what you would like to see with the next Dragon Age. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.